Okay guys, good afternoon. Right, today I want to touch on a subject which comes up quite frequently, which is how to bring up a lagging body part. And the reality is, the default response for most people is to train said muscle group more frequently. And unfortunately, this is only part of the solution. Okay, there is a little bit more to it than this. So in this brief live, I just want to touch on my go-to solutions when bringing up a weak body part. And let me first be very clear with you, okay? I have numerous weak body parts and I'm working tirelessly on bringing these up. The one which I struggled with the most in the past, historically, was my deltoids. And thankfully now they are much better because I applied a couple of very basic rules. So, the first thing you need to do, okay, yes, training a muscle group more or prioritizing it will help in bringing a muscle group up. But there is no point training the same muscle group more frequently if you're training it badly, okay? And what I mean by this is, if your technique is not absolutely impeccable on training a specific muscle group, it will not improve no matter how often you train it. Okay, so taking the deltoids as an example, I wasn't ever training deltoids. In reality, I was training my traps, my lats, my triceps. I was deviating from the ideal movement plane on specific exercises and never ever touching my deltoids on delt day, okay? So you must master the connection, you must master the ability to train the lagging body part before you decide to train it more frequently. And oftentimes the fix is placing that body part in a position where it's going to be stressed. So if your chest is lagging, it's about being mindful to scapular retraction, placing the pectorals in a position where they are favored in presses. If it's with deltoids that you're struggling, you may find that your scapula elevates. And when it elevates, the delts don't work and the traps work more. So the point is, you must absolutely be sure that you are moving in a manner which targets the muscle which you're trying to bring up. Sounds obvious, but are you really connecting with that muscle? And the answer to that question is, can you feel it working? When you are training a delt move, do you feel the deltoids working? So, rule number one is become more attentive to actually connecting and training the muscle that you think you're training, okay? Now, once you've mastered the movement pattern, the next thing to do is to increase the frequency. So, if it's arms, if it's shoulders, if you're training them once a week, place them in priority and train them a couple times a week. Or if you can get away with a higher frequency, maybe even 3 times a week, especially for smaller muscle groups like arms and deltoids. Now, my final bit of advice, the third point here, is place the lagging body part in high priority following rest days. So once you're well rested, approach your lagging body part when you are freshest. So place it at the start of the session, but also at the start of your training week. Anyway, there's a few advisories, guys. If you've got any other questions, let me know. I'm gonna post this up on my feed as well. So please feel free to comment any questions you've got, and I'm happy to help, okay? My DMs are always open. All right, guys, speak soon and stay strong.